I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 years trying to keep him locked up, because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. Welcome to the Pixel Pop Movie Podcast. I'm your host for this episode, Toby. With me, I'm joined by the wearing a really fucked up William Shatner mask, Lucas.
Yo!
And the prefers a hockey mask, Ethan.
That's me.
Kill. Chop. By the time you're listening to this podcast, it'll probably be just on or just prior to Halloween. So the topic of conversation is probably going to be a fairly short one because we've got so much other news to get through. But the topic of conversation is just going to be some Halloween favourites. We're going to sort of rattle off sort of 3 to 5 favourite Halloween films that we think that you might want to be watching this weekend while Halloween's in effect. Maybe you've heard of some of them, maybe you haven't. We'll see how we go. But we have a shitload of news to get through for this episode, and ironically, a lot of it has to do with the topic of conversation from last episode, which was we were talking about that sort of MCU Marvel mashup where it's just getting crazier and crazier, and now DC's getting crazier and crazier. So we have a lot of news to get through, probably a lot to talk about. So let's just jump straight in. Take us away, Ethan.
First bit. Benedict Cumberbatch joins Spider-Man 3 as Doctor Strange.
Confirmed.
This is just getting more and more and more insane. As like, I'm sure there's like other names we're probably going to want to drop too, specifically with like unofficial announcements, but
I was going to do that at the end.
Yeah, let's say there's tons of Spider-Man news basically popping up now, because this morning actually Tom Holland flew into Georgia after wrapping on Uncharted 2 days ago. Read the script today and basically starts filming in like 2 or 3 days from now. So from now it's going to be full steam ahead on Spider-Man. It's going to be nuts.
Benedict Cumberbatch's role will be in that of a mentor role that was previously occupied by Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark, and Nick Fury.
Yes, yep.
Whereas I feel like he shouldn't have a mentor role now. I feel like he should be fine. He shouldn't need it.
Yeah, I suppose you could argue that point. He is still a boy, though. Like, he's still very young. I mean, He's probably only just graduated high school, depending on when they want to time this, so...
Yeah. A book was recently released. Something to do with Shuri. It's an in-canon book, so it's supposed to be set inside the MCU. And
so it's actually, I'll just jump in. It's actually Wakandan, like a Wakandan science diary that's written by Shuri.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And it's been released, and it has a thing on Wanda, and it says she may be called Scarlet Witch, but Wanda's powers aren't derived from the occult. Whether it altered her or merely unlocked something latent inside Wanda, the Infinity Stone and Loki Scepter bestowed incredible powers of the mind. So that hints at that maybe
she's a mutant.
Yeah, it activated her mutant gene.
Yeah.
While researching Hydra, Shuri discovered the real reason the Nefarious organization worked in Sokovia. Apparently, Hydra found some genetic oddities among the inhabitants of the country, which made them ideal candidates for experiments with the Mind Stone. So, two Infinity Gauntlets snaps in one day. What's that going to do to the population of Earth? This can be the first hint of mutants and the mutant gene and all the rest. I mean, we're probably going to get more mutants with Eternals. Since in the comics, Eternals are the ones that lead into mutants. They're pretty much,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've kind of had this idea for a little while, but I have a feeling that like whatever makes the Eternals will mutate into the X gene.
Yeah.
Which then will lead to mutants. So
moving on from that, the original Hunger Games movies will be improved by a prequel film. I think we've already talked about the prequel film being done a while back.
I think we talked about it when it was a rumor, but it's now...
When it was announced, yeah, but it's going to be focused on everything being set up in the world and all that sort of stuff, and about President Snow, whatever his name is.
This is going to flop.
Yeah, I don't give two shits about it.
Nah, I think the boat has sailed.
Hunger Games did pretty well, though.
Yeah, but it's not like Harry Potter where you've got people... I mean, I know there's people that enjoy Hunger Games, but it's not like you have conventions for Hunger Games, you know what I mean? I just don't think it's got enough... I don't think it's big enough to support a new film.
It's got the fan base.
It hasn't sustained, though.
Yeah, it has.
I disagree.
There's 100% legs for it. There's 100%
we agree to disagree, and we'll see what happens when it releases.
Next we have Gal Gadot, who's starring Cleopatra, directed by Wonder Woman's Patty Jenkins.
Oh boy, hasn't this caused some political drama online?
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, because it's racially motivated. Because Gal Gadot is Palestinian, and Cleopatra was Greek, and then lived in Egypt. So you've got all these people that think one, Cleopatra should be Egyptian, which she never was. She was Greek, and then two, of course, Gadot is not Greek. She's Palestinian. So you've got all that argument going on.
She's Israeli.
Is she?
Oh yeah, Israeli.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, she probably shit me for that.
She copped a lot of shit because
she was in the Israeli.
She was in the Israeli army fighting against the Palestinians.
Yeah, she's anti-Palestinian. That's right. Yeah. So anyway, the point is she's not Greek.
Next we have Mad Max prequel Furiosa as cast Anya Taylor-Joy as Furiosa, Chris Hemsworth and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as well.
Yeah, this is a cool cast.
Yeah, so I can stack
Anna Taylor. I'll be honest, like I didn't really know much about Anna Taylor-Joy until Split came out, and then after Split came out, she was everywhere.
So you haven't seen The Witch?
I have.
No, not yet.
You gotta watch The Witch. Ooh.
But prequel to Furiosa could be interesting. Is this Miller? Is Miller directing this?
Yeah, I think Miller's writing and directing it. Yeah.
Okay, and is it going to be shot in Australia? Do we know, or?
I don't know. Apparently, he wanted to get Charlize and de-age it, but I don't think she was able to because of scheduling or something.
Right. Okay.
Which she was a bit bummed out about because she really wanted to do it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool though. I'm really excited. Like they've been trying to get this movie made for ages, like the Furiosa's prequel. So pretty good cast. I'm really interested in Chris Hemsworth's involvement because I'm wondering if he's going to be maybe a villain or something.
Okay, I don't think we had talked about this, but Robert Eggers, who did The Lighthouse and The Witch, he's just finishing up filming another movie called The Northman.
Nice.
It's a historical revenge film set in the turn of the 10th century in Iceland. It stars Aslan Skarsgård as Nordic Prince Amleth, who seeks revenge after his father is murdered.
I'm sure we've talked about this.
I don't remember. It's got Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Willem Dafoe, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Ethan Hawke.
Wow, okay, that's not a bad cast.
Yeah.
I'll have to look out for that.
And he's got Taylor-Joy. He sounds like he's a director that knows who he likes.
Yeah.
Recurring actors and stuff.
Yeah, and I no doubt it'll be all in Icelandic and subtitled.
Oh, probably.
10th century. You're talking about 900 AD. Like, if he's, I don't know, he'll have done his homework, so it'd probably be a hard watch for some, but I'm looking forward to it.
Next, we have Coming to America 2. It's skipping theaters and releasing on Amazon Prime in December 18th.
This is kind of a big surprise because
they paid $125 million for it.
Is that all? Wow.
Yeah.
The budget. I wonder what the budget was for it. Probably about $50 million or something. I mean, it's not like they have special effects. Yeah.
More than likely, but this is surprising that it's going straight to Prime. There's a lot of interest, I know, specifically from like American audiences for this film. Like when it got announced, I know a lot of my friends were like, "Holy crap, hell yeah!" Like everyone was super keen on it.
But yeah, I'll be definitely. I mean, I've got my Prime, so I'll be keen to watch this next month for sure, or in December rather.
Next bit of news, which I was happy to hear, is a Dexter revival is coming to Showtime as a limited series.
I am not holding.
I mean, I just hope we get a better ending.
Not holding my breath. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Those last three seasons, boy, it all kind of culminated to one thing. I'm actually kind of in the minority that I think. I'm in the minority that I liked season 5, but those last 3 seasons were a slog to watch.
But yeah, hopefully this will be better. I'm holding out hope that it might be better. Next, we have Thor: Love and Thunder will start filming in January.
Excellent.
Both Taika and Natalie Portman are currently in Australia, and Natalie Portman has said she's training up, getting ready for it.
Yeah, she's gonna need to get physically fit. I want to see.
Yeah.
She's gonna have to get swole, boys. She's gonna have to get swole.
Yeah. She said that. Yeah. The training is very tough. She also did say that they are adapting the Jane Foster cancer storyline. That's going to be in there. And that she also said today that she will lift the hammer.
She's Lady Thor. She kind of has to lift the hammer.
Yes, but also, where the fuck are we going to get the hammer from?
Good point.
Thor kept it.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Captain America took it back.
Picked it up and took it back.
Yeah, at the end of Endgame.
Oh, shit, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Michael B. Jordan is going to produce a live-action Static Shock movie.
And an entire universe.
Oh, is it? I didn't see that.
Yeah. So there was a follow-up
Your
article
universe.
about
Yeah, I
this,
see it.
where basically Static Shock is going to be essentially the Iron Man in the sense of like it's going to basically be revolved around him, but then they're going to build off Static Shock and make a giant, basically like black comic book universe, which is going to be super cool.
I also saw in the news, we didn't have it here, he's also going to star and direct Creed 3.
He's in talks to direct, I think.
Yes, yeah, but yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whoa! Wait, what?
Yeah,
what?
He wants to direct the next Creed film. He wants to star in it and also direct it as well.
Yo, okay. Has he
So-
directed anything before?
No.
Huh. This is going to be interesting. Like him kind of moving to back behind the camera. It's going to be really interesting.
Next, we had a special look at The Mandalorian, which is out this Friday. The first episode is for season 2.
Oh my god, I can't wait. Oh, I'm so excited for this.
And you just can't hide it.
Oh my god. About to lose control, and I think I'm going to like it, buddy.
Okay, moving on. Christmas Chronicles 2, starring Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, coming to Netflix November.
Yeah. The
Listen.
first one was surprisingly really good, and I'm sure this one will be too. To be fair, I think
Listen.
wasn't Goldie Hawn only in like the last 10 seconds or something?
Yeah, she wasn't in much of it.
Yeah.
This is what 2020 needs to survive, this film.
He did do a good sound art.
This is exactly what we needed for 2012. The fact, I didn't even know this was in production. That's how kind of like under the radar this was. And then they were like, hey, surprise, we filmed an entire sequel to this film. And it's like, how? When? Why?
Next, we also have The Witches, which I think is out now on HBO Max.
It is,
So
yes,
unfortunately for us, we don't have it.
If you were to, however, to raise the sail and go, sail the seas as a pirate, you may find it as well. But it is coming to cinemas internationally, so you don't need to do that. You can be a good person and wait patiently. But yeah, so Witches, the new adaptation of the Roald Dahl movie, is on HBO Max. Yeah.
Next, we have Disney Plus officially orders Willow sequel series.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, this has been another thing that was sort of banged around in the dark corners of the tavern for years, where they were talking about Spielberg, or Lucas rather, was talking about he wanted to do this, and then other people saying they wanted to do this, and it never got off the ground. And now, finally, we're getting a proper sequel to The Willow. So,
Ron Howard set up the writers' room a couple months back.
yeah. So you've got Warwick Davis is returning, but I don't think there's any mention on the other two leads. Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
He's in a bad shape now. I think didn't he have his throat removed and he's got a doohickey now or something like that, or he had throat cancer.
I didn't.
He definitely had cancer. He definitely had throat cancer because he had trouble talking for a while there. So he's in pretty bad shape. The lass, I've seen her in a few things. She's British. I know she's still acting. So
He has a tracheotomy.
yeah, he did. Yeah, so that's really going to make his acting career very difficult, especially in a fantasy movie.
I don't know. He's done some movies. Like he's going to be in the new Top Gun, and he was in Jay and Silent Bob reboot. He was in
but they're sort of modern day real world stuff. So if he's had his a hole in his throat, you can still kind of explain. In a fantasy world, like it's hard to explain that. So I don't know if they'd have to voice dub him, or if they want him to appear, or somehow reuse lines from when his other films or something. I don't know. He may just wave from the balcony. I mean, they're all getting on a bit now, even Warwick Davis. So I think this is probably going to be a hand down series where someone else takes up the mantle. You know what I mean? At a guess. But anyway, it's cool either way. It might finally get me to subscribe to Disney Plus.
Next, we have Jared Leto is returning as the Joker in Justice League Snyder Cut.
Yep, confirmed. Boom.
Yep.
How's that for a smack in the face?
Oh, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, it's crazy though, right?
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see what Snyder does with it.
Yeah, so this is news. This is obviously in the pickup shots that Snyder is filming with that whatever it was 40 million he got from HBO.
HBO.
And he's obviously he's picked up Leto. So this is not stuff that was on the floor. This is brand new filming.
Yeah, this is stuff that wasn't in the original. Wasn't in the original.
That's what makes this really interesting. And I'm pretty sure. I know we don't have it. Wasn't there a rumor or a tweet or something that Leto said that he was potentially interested in doing a new film?
Oh yeah, ages back he said that.
Right.
That they were going to do one, and then I saw him a couple of weeks back saying that Warner Brothers is interested in doing one.
Yeah.
He wants to redeem what he was in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he just didn't get enough chance to shine there at all.
Also, speaking of Suicide Squad,
Apparently
James Gunn revealed today or yesterday that no character is safe in the movie. When he started doing Suicide Squad, when he had talked to the Warner Brothers, he told them that he wants full range on what to do with the characters, and they were like, "Cool, sure."
Oh, this is James Gunn in the new one?
Yeah.
Right,
People
okay.
are like, "Oh, Harley Quinn's gonna have plot armor," and he's like, "No, Warner Brothers. I told Warner Brothers I want to do whatever I want."
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's definitely going to be some big names that are going to go up. Like you can tell, like there's enough cast there for 3 lineups. So like,
Yeah.
you know, there's definitely no one's going to make. I think there's going to be an entire lineup gone in the first 5 minutes.
So yeah, Ben Affleck, Ray Fisher, Amber Heard, and Jared Leto are all on set right now filming as well.
Yeah. Okay. So if that's the case, this is definitely going to be a flashback, like with Jared.
It could be about Robin, him killing Robin.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's going to be a flashback. Like I know there's a whole bunch of stuff with Ray Fisher because Ray Fisher. So Snyder's. This isn't really a spoiler because Snyder's been pretty vocal about this. But Ray Fisher was supposed to be the heart of the film. Basically, Justice League was supposed to be a cyborg prequel film with the Justice League rallying around him. And so it doesn't make. So I mean, it makes sense that Ray Fisher's on set doing a lot of pickups because there's going to be a lot of stuff that they're going to need to add in. I think that the Ben Affleck and Jared Leto stuff will definitely be flashback stuff, possibly him killing, like, because they alluded to the whole thing with Robin in Batman vs Superman. So I got a feeling it could be a possibility that we're going to see him kill Robin in the film.
Wait, there have been rumors that one of Zack Snyder's son's kids plays Robin, and it's not. And I think Zack Snyder confirmed that it's not Jason Todd either. It's Tim Drake that gets killed.
Whoa! Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. That's cool. Though.
Yeah. Someone asked him a while back on his Vero social media thing, and I'm pretty sure he said it was Tim Drake and not Jason Todd.
Interesting.
Yeah. Next we have Stephen Lang will return as the Blind Man in the Don't Breathe sequel next year in August.
This was cool. I didn't even know they were going to be doing a sequel.
Well,
But
they talked about a while
basically-
saying he had an idea, but they weren't keen on doing it. The production company.
Yeah. But they did say, like, basically after the events of the first movie, he moves out to a cabin in the woods. And then that's where this sequel is going to be taking place. It's like a few years after.
Actually, because the first Don't Breathe was really good.
Oh, the first one was great.
Next we have Fast and Furious. The final 2 films will be 10 and 11. They announced another one.
So it's going to end on an odd number just to piss Lucas off.
So we're going to have 9, which is supposed to come out this year, but it's coming out next year now. And it's going to... The core film franchise, not meaning spin-offs, but they're going to end with 10 and 11, which I think is going to go back to back.
Yeah.
And Justin Lin, who is doing post-production on 9, is in talks to direct both.
Yeah. So they're doing, they're gonna film back to back.
I've actually been rewatching them all from the start, like recently.
Yeah, we watched it long ago because the missus had never seen them before, so yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I'm still hoping number 10 is going to be called Fast 10 Your Seatbelts. That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's all I hope for.
I remember hearing that joke a while ago, and I'm like, if that doesn't happen, I'm going to be really, really upset.
You heard about the fucking what's happening in 9 that got leaked, right?
Yeah, no, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm low-key hyped for it, because it's so ridiculous that, like, they should have saved it for a whole film, where it's literally that entire concept in one, just from start to finish.
Hey, it could be 10 or 11, who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing they've got left to do is have the car land on a spaceship and go up to, like, the space station and then, like, drop off that and then come back in with a parachute or something and float down to the surface. Like, that's the only thing they haven't done so far.
Well, funny you should
Toby.
say that, Toby.
Toby! Oh, you're so close.
You're so close.
You're so close.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. They're going to drive off the back of a plane onto another plane, aren't they? Or something like that.
Wasn't they already done another movie?
I don't know.
What
just
am I thinking of?
No,
hot
at the end of
garbage.
6. At the end of 6. Oh, they're not off a plane onto another plane, but in 6 they did the whole what was it? The longest runway.
Yeah, it's like it runs across most of Europe.
Yeah.
And then there was the one, and I think it might have been 7. Yeah, it was 7 where they go between the 2 fucking towers in Dubai.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
stupid.
and 7
So
as well.
stupid.
They also did the thing with the cars with the parachutes out the back of the plane.
Right,
Yeah.
so now we're ready for the space
And then-
station.
Yeah.
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 I mean, that's where it's going, so...
And I'm putting
We're
this
definitely
movie
going to have to cut all this shit out because it's
in the
definitely
bin.
a spoiler.
It's going in the bin. It's going in the bin.
Can we please, like, all three of us go and watch it at cinema together?
What? It'd just be me raging. It'd just be me raging.
I'm
You just want to see me rage.
Halfway through
I'm
it.
so keen just to watch Toby get so fucking frustrated.
And walk down
We
the
would
front and
just
just
walk
start
out.
urinating across the screen. Fuck
That
that
was some
shit.
news that I know Lucas is excited about. And that's Adam's Family live-action TV series from Tim Burton is heating up the TV marketplace. I know how much Lucas loves Tim Burton.
If you could see my face right now.
Oh, I have a
To be
clear
fair-
image of it in my head.
To be fair, I mean, look, his strength is that gothic kind of, Edward Scissorhands style thing. He's been doing it for years. If anybody's probably going to do this with the right gothic touch, it's Tim Burton. I'm also interested because, I mean, his life has changed a lot in the last decade. I mean, he's gone through a divorce, and blah, 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 blah. He may have just gone deep into his work, and he may be in a negative headspace, which is horrible, but it may reflect in his work in a way that makes it amazing, if that makes any sense. So I'm kind of keen to give the guy the benefit of the doubt and just see what he can do.
Yeah.
He's still a hack.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're a hack.
He's still a hack.
But anyway, I mean, Addams Family is a pretty well-loved series. It's got some really well-loved characters. It'll be interesting to see a modern spin and see what Burton's got. I don't think he'll schmuck it up too much, so I'm interested to see what he does with it. Yeah.
Oscar Isaac, he's in talks to star in Moon Knight series at Disney+.
Yep.
Give it to me! Give me Oscar Isaac as Murder Batman!
Can he play slightly insane?
Yes.
Okay.
Go
Oh
look
my
at
God, I'm
Ex
so keen
Machina
for-
and that, yeah.
I am so keen for this. Like,
It's just important to know
Yeah,
it is
I
discussions at this stage. It's not locked
Yes,
in.
discussions,
it is.
yeah.
It's still in negotiations at this point to play him, but there was a lot of people wanting someone like Shia LaBeouf or Daniel Radcliffe or someone like that, and I was totally fine with it. And then the moment I heard Oscar Isaac's name was in negotiations for the role, I went, "Yep, that's it. That's exactly who needs to play him."
Right, Tobey Maguire.
Nah.
Okay.
Not Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't think. Again, I like Tobey Maguire. I don't think he's got the range to play essentially what is Murder Batman.
Okay.
Yeah, schizophrenic Murder Batman, I should say.
Ben Affleck. Do it.
Ben Affleck's got range though.
I dare him.
He can go from doing a North Boston accent to a South Boston accent pretty well.
Bruce Campbell.
So, we finished with
No,
the news.
Bruce Campbell has to be Taskmaster.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're finished with the news. We have a couple of unconfirmed things.
Yeah, we got some rumors. We got some rumors to bang through. So don't get too excited with these because
Yeah.
there's the studios so far have got a policy of deny everything. They're even denying.
And-
They're actually even denying the Oscar Isaac talks. I think.
Yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're on the record as saying we don't discuss. Marvel doesn't discuss potential contracts or something like. They just have a blanket shutdown on everything.
So with Oscar Isaac specifically, I think that at the moment they're no commenting. With the other stuff, they're saying,
Yeah.
we're not talking about it.
Yeah. But anyway, let's dive in.
Like yeah.
Apparently, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are rumored to be returning as their respective characters in the next Spider-Man 3 movie.
Yes. So this was. Sorry.
Sorry. And there's also talks of the live-action Miles Morales appearing in this one as well.
Yes.
These
This
are
was.
all rumors, and as Lucas said earlier, apparently there's 3 different potential scripts going around to throw people off, and this could be from one of them. We don't know.
Yeah, so this was broken by Popcorn Planet, who said that he had a legit inside leak from Sony that he obviously refused to reveal or name, and that he also leaked some plot details as well in that video. So I think he's been legit a couple of times before. So it's really just going to depend on how legit that leak from within Sony is.
There was also another leak too that had a video casting call going out for
Miles.
basically for someone that fits pretty much the description of Miles Morales. So again, like this is all kind of conjecture and rumor.
Isn't it just amazing though that we were speaking about it on the podcast last episode, and then like 2 days later, all of this crap came out.
Yeah.
So
it's
I mean, if you buy everything that's being rumored at the moment, it's going to be the 3 Spider-Mans with Miles popping up at some point, and then the Sinister Six as well, which looks like it's going to include Green Goblin.
So at the moment, I think it's Scorpion, Mysterio, Vulture, and then you've got... Well, again, these ones are unconfirmed right now, but the rumor is it's going to be, Scorpion, Vulture, Shocker, Mysterio, and Electro, and a mystery 6th person. Which have we talked about the Electro news?
Well, the thing is, because the villain, the two, like, Tobey Maguire is meant to be bringing a villain from his universe, and then Garfield's bringing a villain from his universe, and that's sort of the gist of it. Like, they're all bringing their villains.
Okay, so if that's the case, Tobey Maguire hasn't brought a villain,
at
and
this
who it
stage,
should be?
Doc Ock for sure.
Fuck yes!
It needs to be Doc Ock. He was the best.
I need Alfred Molina one more time.
Yeah, and he'd do it too. He would do it absolutely.
100% he would.
Yeah.
Oh man, I need Alfred Molina as Doc Ock.
Can you imagine that fight though with Doc Ock and Mysterio like together? I'm just getting goose flesh thinking about it. It would be such an amazing battle.
I mean, just all 6 of them.
Yeah.
Like, even thinking about having like Electro and Mysterio and Doc Ock from 3 different film universes all together.
Yeah.
Fighting 3 versions of Spider-Man.
What's really cool about this too is even if we don't get that sort of multiverse scenario, what's still cool though is if I cast my mind back through the MCU to date, we've had the team ups with the good guys. We haven't really had a solid team up of villains yet, and so even if we don't get the MCU dream, if we at least get a Sinister Six or some, it's going to be pretty cool to see all those sort of villains coming together on screen at once. Like I'm looking forward to that aspect.
Yeah.
And if we can get like stuff from like Doc Ock and shit, like even better. But even still, it's cool. It's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, it doesn't stop there. We've got more rumors.
What was the other one?
Well, let's see. Lucas put up something about how there's a bunch of interesting people landing in Atlanta at the moment for Spider-Man 3.
So no one's been confirmed yet, but there's a Twitter account. Hang on, let me find it.
Atlanta Filming.
Yeah, that's the one. So there's a Twitter account called Atlanta Filming that basically said that a whole bunch of people will be landing in Atlanta for Spider-Man 3 filming that haven't been announced.
Yeah.
And then they also said as well that there are 3 dummy scripts going around as well as the real one for Spider-Man. That's how much secrecy is around this film.
Yeah, that's just to stop Tom Holland, let alone the public.
What's really interesting though is that this came out like 2 days ago. Guess who landed in Atlanta yesterday?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
So like hype meter has instantly gone into overload, wondering what he's doing in Atlanta. Could be doing
getting ready for Black Adam.
I was about to say could be doing prep on Black Adam. We don't know, but the fact that kind of Atlanta filming was like they seem to know who's coming in, but they're not saying anything. But they're on their Instagram. No, on their Twitter account, I think. No, it was on the Instagram account. They have an Instagram account. They were sharing pictures of people landing in Atlanta that were tied to Spider-Man with the same caption. And The Rock had the same caption as Tom Holland and Ned Leeds, the guy that plays Ned Leeds. So, I mean, take that with what you will, but yeah, just very interesting that, he lands in Atlanta the day after they say that.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to imagine if it's true, and I don't want to get too deep in spec, but I would get a funny feeling The Rock's going to be a villain, possibly a Miles Morales villain.
Raven.
Okay.
Yeah, just imagine him with that long flowing, gorgeous hair.
It'd probably look fucking weird. It really would. He's been so used to him being bald.
I'm getting flashbacks to like Scorpion King and how he looked in that film.
Oh yeah,
then I remember how Scorpion King was, and then I get Vietnam style PTSD flashback.
So there was a tweet that you posted too from a Grace Randolph. I'm not sure who Grace Randolph is.
Maurice Randolph's actually pretty in the know with scoops.
Right. Okay.
In Hollywood, she's actually broken a few huge stories related to Marvel that have ended up actually being true.
Right.
I'm just
So
trying to find exactly what she wrote here.
the tweet here is that, well, this is what she wrote. You got to hear. She said, "And here's Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern Snyder Cut update. Hearing he really wants to do, just a matter of fitting it into his busy schedule. Deal ready to go. Again, just need to make it work time wise. It would be brilliant and so great for everyone involved. Find that time." So we're talking about potentially Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern in the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
I would suspect it would have to be in the intro sequence and just a small cameo where we have maybe, like where there was all the Green Lanterns. I don't know.
Green Lantern was supposed to be
At the end, wasn't he as well? There was a scene deleted at the end, or
no, Green Lantern was supposed to be in Justice League.
There is.
Right.
There is a Green Lantern in it. It was a one that it was just like some unknown like stunt guy.
yeah. There's one at the start that dies, and then wasn't there a deleted post scene, or was that in Batman, or one of those?
No. So there's you have the one at the start way back in time, and there was actually a guy set in the modern day sequences as a Green Lantern. I don't remember if he was Hal. I think he was playing Hal. I think he said.
Yeah, I think it
Right.
was.
And then you had.
There was
and then you had the post-credit scene of Justice League was Tomare and Kilowog coming in to see Bruce Wayne. That was one of the credit scenes.
Right. Yeah, that was the one you remember you telling me about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the original, so back in the days, back in the before times when Justice League was pitched as a 2-film project, Green Lantern was supposed to be the original post-credit scene that would lead to the Green Lantern Corps being introduced in the second one. But then when it got changed to a single film, he basically quickened. I can't think of the word, but he basically rushed Green Lantern into the script that he was going to be part of the final battle. And then the rumor was that Green Lantern was supposed to be the one that meets Jeremy Irons. It wasn't going to be Superman because in the original,
He's got that glow. Yeah, in the trailer.
Yeah, he's actually green.
Yeah. Yep.
But then they color corrected it when they released it and just made it into a Superman scene.
Yep.
I mean, it'll still be Superman in the Snyder Cut too, though.
There you go.
It probably will now.
Yeah.
Probably will now, but yeah, it's going to be interesting how they do him as Green Lantern.
All right. Well, we don't have a huge amount of time left, so super briefly, anything interesting you watched in the last 3 weeks you want to tell us about, in short?
Yep. I watched a couple of new movies. I watched Jupiter Ascending the other night.
Yep. Good, bad?
Nowhere near as bad. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as the flack everyone gives it. I watched the Tomb Raider movie, the one from 2 years back. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Yeah, I want to watch it because I got a crush on what's her face. She's
Oh, so do I.
Yeah. Because I first saw her in. I think she was in. Wasn't she in like the recent Jason Bourne film? I think she was in. Wasn't one of those?
She was in some big action film before she did Tomb Raider. I can't remember if it was Jason Bourne or not.
I think it was. But anyway, yeah, I saw her in that.
Jason Bourne. Yeah, she was in Jason Bourne.
Yeah, I saw her in that, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I remember I went on the plane on the way to the States when I went to the USA a few years ago, and like Mrs. was asleep on the plane, so I just had nothing to do, so I threw it on. I really liked it. I thought it was cool.
I watched her in Ex Machina first.
Ex Machina, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So yeah, I watched that. I watched Interview with the Vampire for the first time the other night too. I hadn't seen that before.
Wow. Okay.
That was not too bad.
Okay.
Not too bad,
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch movies I haven't seen before. That's what I've been trying to do.
Oh, okay. Right.
I also watched Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yeah, I watched that too. I'm just going to say quickly, it's a love story, not a horror story. Don't go in looking for a horror story. It's not spooky, but if you want a love story with some twists and turns, you may enjoy it.
It was perfectly splendid.
Yeah, it didn't scare me at all.
Oh.
No, it was not scary at all. First season was better, but yeah, I think the first season had some better sort of loops and like tricks and stuff and plot turns that I wasn't quite expecting. This just started getting a bit boring and mundane, and of course the story has been told a number of times in different films and stuff like that. So it was kind of like I was watching it with deja vu, thinking I've seen this before, and then I realized I've seen some earlier adaptation of it from the 80s or something. So yeah,
I actually really like. So I haven't finished it yet, but I'm up to like episodes. I think we just finished 6, and I actually am a massive fan of how that show is written. In that every episode is about a different character. And I've read the short story of what it's based on, and the short story is just A to B. But the show kind of delves really deep into like character motivations and that type of thing, and with the whole first episode being about the main girl, the second episode being about the little boy. I think episode 4 or something was about Owen. Look, the way that they've done it has been pretty interesting, and I'm really into the kind of deep diving of characters like that. So for me, as someone who kind of likes that sort of thing, I've been a massive fan of it. I need to watch the last 3 episodes. I haven't had time to sit down and watch them yet. So
yeah, that's fine, but it's just not a horror film. That's all. It's not a horror series, and I think that's where it's let down because people were expecting it to be spooky, and it's not. That's all.
Yeah, I mean the first one wasn't really spooky either. It was just it was more chills at the back of your neck.
Yeah,
kind of thing. Where this has kind of done that a little bit with like the whole the little boy. Who I'm not going to get too deep into spoilers, but the little boy, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Like he was kind of a little bit creepy, but he wasn't like straight up like a jump scare. But and then obviously other things that are kind of going on. It's more chills the back of your neck sort of stuff. It's not.
Chills falling asleep in front of the air conditioner. That's about all it was. We finished The Boys season 2. That was freaking amazing. Go and watch it if you haven't already. Ended really well. That ending with where he talked to the young lad and everything that was said there, I laughed my ass off. Not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it's funny as hell. A few really good twists and turns there. Ultra keen for season 3, but that's really all I can say without spoilers. It was good. I don't think I've watched anything else particularly fresh or exciting. I've watched a few, went back and watched a few old films, so nothing too good there. But getting low on time, let's move on over to our topic of conversation, and that is just
talk about what I watched.
No, not really. Go on then. Keep it quick.
Yeah. There's only a couple I really want to talk about. One of them, funny enough, was Bly Manor.
Right.
We actually watched The Lazarus Effect, which, if you haven't seen that movie, holy shit, that movie's wild.
Why does it ring a bell?
So it's the cast for it's actually pretty decent. So Olivia Wilde and Mark Duplass are the leads in it. Donald Glover's in it. Evan Peters is in it. Ray Wise is in it. It's got a decent cast, and it's basically a horror movie about this group of scientists that find a way to bring things back from the dead. And that's all I'm really going to say about it, because it's from there it just gets nuts.
Right, so Pet Sematary.
Kind of. It's kind of like Pet Sematary, but it's a lot more based in the realm of science. But then it kind of gets a bit supernaturally towards the end. But
didn't Keanu do something like that on Netflix recently? There was something he did where he brings his wife and son back to life or some shit.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was a pile of shit.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't great.
No, it really wasn't.
This is way more of a horror movie, and again, I can't really say much without getting deep into spoilers. But definitely one I'd recommend watching. The other big one, I mean, everyone in the world has probably watched it by now, but Borat 2.
Yeah, I watched it as well.
We watched that literally as soon as the clock ticked over. It was available.
So
we got into bed and we watched it.
It was up at like 12 o'clock, I think, like midday at lunchtime.
Oh, did it really?
Friday. Yeah, I watched it then.
We logged in at 5. We logged in at 5 o'clock and we saw it was there. So we were like, all right, cool, into bed, let's go.
It was like lunchtime.
I had to pause that movie like half a dozen times just because I felt like I was going to be sick from vomit from laughing. It is so ridiculous, that film, and just I can't believe how much shit he got away with in that film. It's insane. But yeah, like I said, everyone's seen it. It's been great. One other one, again, I talked about it earlier, but The Lighthouse. That movie blew me away. Like, I'm kind of disappointed I waited this long to see it. So
I am too.
Definitely would recommend I was supposed to watch it with Ethan forever ago when he was living in his old house, but never happened. So
I think it's on Amazon Prime right now, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah,
I think it is.
I can't remember where we watched it, but we watched it on something.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's a rent. It might be a buy or a rent though. It might not be a stream. I think I've seen it there though. But anyway, yeah.
But yeah, definitely one I would recommend if you're like a cinemaphile that likes kind of weird movies. It's definitely well worth watching.
Yeah, good opportunity to see Robert Pattinson in action too before you move on to the Batman.
Yeah, this will be a movie that will change people's opinions of him for sure.
Absolutely,
as an actor.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not just a sparkly vampire anymore.
Absolutely, yeah. All right. So, topic of conversation is actually going to be really short, I think, because we've run out of time. All we wanted to do was sort of rattle off a couple of our favourite horror films. I'm not really going to limit it to a time period here. Just whatever you've got, gents. Keep it to sort of a few, I suppose, if you can. But what do you got, Lucas? What should people be watching this weekend?
Okay, so I've got a couple of like varying recommendations, but like they kind of all fall in the set. Like a lot of it is supernaturally type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Insidious films are excellent.
Yep, absolutely.
Even the fourth one, which I kind of saw trailers for and I wasn't too keen on seeing, was still really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So those ones I definitely recommend. Also, The Conjuring.
Yep.
Specifically the Conjuring, the actual Conjuring films, not so much the spin-off stuff.
Absolutely.
But I will say,
you'll be disappointed to hear, though, Conjuring 3 is being directed by the chap who directed La Llorona or whatever it is, and the script is being written by the person who did Conjuring 2. So no James 1, unfortunately, and...
They've already filmed it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
It's been delayed till next year.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that's who's behind it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like it was being written.
No. I'm just saying, like it's the So yeah, the director though is the chap that did La Llorona, which I thought
I didn't actually know that.
I thought that was terrible, and the script was written by the person who did Conjuring 2. Yeah, it's something I read today. So
Conjuring 2 is my favorite.
I think
out of all of those
those
movies, Conjuring 2 is easily my favorite.
For me, the first one was amazing.
The first one's great. Like the first one is fantastic. The second one's definitely my favorite because of the whole like I've read before I even saw that movie. I'd read about that Enfield haunting.
Yeah. And
like I'm not one who's big on supernatural being real and stuff, but there's some stuff in that man that really scared the shit out of me from like a real perspective. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely. Would recommend.
So Insidious series, Conjuring series. That's a lot. That's like you've got like 6 movies there now. That's at least.
No, I was going to say mainly just the main lines for Conjuring. Annabelle's cool, but yeah, the rest of the ones are not great.
Yeah, definitely not.
They're not great, but yeah, at least Conjuring 1 and 2. And then the other one is Scream.
Yep.
I just watched all 4 of those. I'd seen the first one a few times, but we just watched the 4 of them the first time like last week or the week before, and oh, my God, they're incredible.
Yep. Yeah, well, you have to wait for number 5.
Yeah, like I'm really excited for that. I saw the cast for it the other day, and I'm actually pretty pumped. Like, there's a lot of big people in it, and I didn't realize as well. Like, even in the previous ones, the people that are in those have actually gone on to be like massive stars now.
Yes.
Like,
absolutely. Yeah.
Kind of wild. Like, I just never realized, I guess, how big of a cultural phenomenon that franchise was, that it was able to launch so many careers. Pretty crazy.
You know what surprises me though is you didn't mention Saw, which I thought was one of your most favorites of all time.
Yeah, Saw's got a big quality gap.
Yeah, but surely if we're not talking series here, if you were going to say, okay, team, we're going to sit down and watch a movie this Halloween, would you say like Saw 1 is the way to go there, or?
One's a classic. Like, like honestly, like those Saw films are excellent. But it goes, Saw 1 is like, I think Saw 1's probably one of the greatest horror thrillers of all time. In the way that it's written. It's so perfectly written. And then you get to Saw 2. And you're just like, nah, it's magic's gone already. Like, yeah. But in saying that though, Saw's got this weird thing where it kind of like the first one is excellent. But then like number 7 is excellent. And then 6 was pretty good. And then 5 was pretty good. And then 4 was, like, good. And then 3 was okay, and 2 was just garbage. Like, it kind of has this weird thing where first film's good, second film's crap, and then the quality slowly goes up till the 7th film. But the 7th film kind of loops back to the first one and kind of ties a nice little bow around the franchise. Again, like, those movies have been out for a while. If you know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, like... I wouldn't necessarily recommend Saw because of the massive quality drop-off.
Yeah, but you could just sit down and watch the first one, though, for a good scare.
Yeah, 100%. 100% you could sit down and watch the first one, and especially if you've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Like, there are twists and turns all through that movie that will pull you out of your seat.
Yeah. All right, Ethan. So, what sort of horror films do you think that people should be sitting down and watching this weekend?
So for me, what some of the ones that actually scared me the most,
Yeah.
but the only ones that ever scared me is Paranormal Activity ones.
Yeah, yep.
Those are the ones that have actually like scared me. There's 6 of them. They drop off in quality as it further it goes along. I say 1 and 2, and probably 1, 2, 4 are probably the best ones. So they're a bit slow, but those are the ones that scared me the most out of any movie I've ever seen. Purely because of the shit that happens. I've had similar stuff. That's the only thing that freaks me out about it. The next movies aren't all just straight horror. They're like horror comedy, all that sort of shit. But Doctor Sleep,
Yeah, yep.
which came out last year.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Ewan McGregor. Yep,
Great.
sequel to
Great.
The Shining,
Yeah.
which
great.
you haven't seen.
I haven't seen The Shining, but I love Doctor Sleep. It was so good.
How does that make any sense in any world? I loved Empire Strikes Back, but I refused to watch A New Hope.
But the thing is, like, with Doctor Sleep, everything I've heard about The Shining while not seeing it, it made sense. Like, I understood it anyway. I didn't feel like I needed to see The Shining to understand Doctor Sleep because of everything that always shops up in pop culture.
That's actually really interesting.
Yeah, it's because of like everything you see in pop culture, from like references to other movies and stuff like that. Well, that movies make of The Shining. It's enough to understand Doctor Sleep without having to see The Shining. It's done really well.
Fair enough.
That's really. I'm actually really interested by that because, like, The Shining, like, there's a lot of shit that happens in The Shining that I feel like if you hadn't seen it before, you would definitely need to know what was going on. But the fact you were able to watch Doctor Sleep and still get an understanding of what happened in The Shining without never seeing that film.
Yep.
That movie, like, like Doctor Sleep relies quite heavily on the original film. So the fact that you could kind of make sense of Doctor Sleep without seeing The Shining is actually really impressive.
The Cabin in the Woods.
Oh my god, I love that movie.
Horror comedy. So good. And for another actual freaky one, Hereditary, 2 years ago.
Okay.
I don't feel like it scares you, it fucks you up. For me, it did anyway.
Okay.
It's unsettling.
Right. I hear you. Yep.
First Alien.
Yes.
Always go horror to go back and watch.
Yes.
Let the Right One In, the original Swedish
Yes.
version.
Oh, I need to watch that.
I've seen that. So good. Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 Zack Snyder. Another really good one. I really like that one. And for 2 oldies, The Thing from 1982.
Yes.
Fucking great.
The Thing still stands up today. It's excellent. Yeah.
Oh, still great. And the last one, 1933 Invisible Man.
Nice.
So good.
Can you even get
So-
a version of that online anywhere?
I have it on DVD.
Really? I haven't. Like, I saw that movie forever and ever and ever ago. But like, I've honestly not seen it maybe 15 years, so I didn't even know it was on DVD.
I got it on DVD fucking years ago. I even have like the really old black and white Frankenstein and Bride of Frankensteins as well. Like the old fucking movies of those.
Nice.
From like 1931, I think it was. And then Bride came out in 35, so I've got those too.
Forever old.
Yeah, they're still so fucking good.
90
Invisible Man.
How's that though? They're like 90-year-old movies. It's fantastic.
So fucking good. That Invisible Man. I should go back and rewatch it again because it's just still so fucking good.
Well, I mean, I would have said a number of the things that you guys said. I agree. I think Insidious is really spooky. The first Conjuring definitely got me. But branching out into some stuff that perhaps hasn't been dabbled on. One film that's a little bit of a slow burner, but does get me, and I love it because it really has a Cthulhu Lovecraftian vibe to it, and that is the Woman in Black, the newer version with Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Oh, like Lovecraft.
It's definitely a Lovecraft stuff is set between sort of 1890 and 1920, and the period, along with how, like, if you've ever played a tabletop game of Call of Cthulhu, the role-playing game, the way that story unfolds in The Woman in Black, especially in that version of it, just absolutely, like, rings true to a Call of Cthulhu game. And just sort of how there's the conspiracy and there's the hush this and all this stuff is still very Lovecraftian. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I did get goosebumps at a few scenes there, and I thought it was really well done. The lighting is excellent, the all that sort of jazz. So that's one to watch. If you haven't seen it, you might get a bit of a spook out of. It certainly made me bump a little bit. I agree. Paranormal Activity was fantastic, especially the first one. I have a really vivid imagination, so sometimes not showing me what it is more upsetting. You know, obviously the very original lost footage kind of film Blair Witch had very mixed reviews, where some people watched it and went, I don't get it, this is dumb. And then you had people like me who watched it in the dark by themselves and went, holy shit, this is terrifying, because it relies absolutely on your own imagination. Not for everybody. If you're having people over and you're doing popcorn and you're watching flicks, I would probably recommend the original Halloween, of course, John Carpenter. Such a classic film. And
I
just,
love the original Halloween.
Yeah, it's a little pulpy. It's a little cliche, but it's definitely the sort of film you can sit down and watch with friends and popcorn and have a great night. And if you've got the time, I'd probably back to back that with the original Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, because that one doesn't try and be funny. It tries to be scary. And I can tell you from an old fart like myself, when you watched that back in the 80s, that fucked you up. Today, it won't do much for you. It can be spooky at parts, depending on how desensitized you are. Absolutely. But it's a bit dated now, so it's not quite as spooky. But they're great films to watch. If you want something a little funnier or a little bit easier to watch, then Nightmare on Elm Street 3. It's not a comedy, but it has a few laughs, but it's a bit tamer. So they're good ones to watch with a group of people and enjoy together. So I'd probably recommend those. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, Woman in Black, it might surprise you. And it's a great, because it was Daniel Radcliffe straight off the back of Harry Potter, and it was really his opportunity to prove that he could do something other than be Harry Potter. And I think he acts, because it's mainly just him for the movie. He's probably 80% of the screen time. He carries that movie and he does it really well. So
I'll back that recommendation, actually, Woman in Black, like that movie. So we went, so the girl I was seeing at the time, she wanted to see it because, oh my god, it's Daniel Radcliffe in a movie that isn't Harry Potter. So she wanted to see it because she's a massive Potterhead. And we went and saw that, and I was blown away with how good that movie was. She didn't know it was going to be a horror movie, which was even better. Because all she saw was Daniel Radcliffe, and that's all she needed to go and see it. So
yeah.
I really liked it though. Like it's definitely, like, that's one that definitely gets the hairs on the back of your neck going.
Yeah. Actually, and just very end there, throwing the last little curveball. American Werewolf in London. Great film, and really underrated. Special effects are very dated now, because it came out in the 70s. But I still get the creeps in that the slow build up to the point where they walk off the road, and hearing that wolf cry and all the rest of it. Man, I still get chills. Another good one to throw on the list as a classic, just if you want to sort of touch on a milestone from sort of horror cinema history. But let's move on over, if we do have anything. What's coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks, if we know?
I got no idea.
Mandalorian
Friday.
Mandalorian. Okay, what about let's have a look at. We got any cinema releases? Okay. Quick list here. Let's have a look here.
I do know that again, this is not one that's coming out, but I know that No Time to Die was supposed to come out in 2 weeks. That's been pushed back to like April or May next year.
All right, so just got a quick list on another site here that's got it's no in particular order, just what's coming to Amazon Prime in November. We've got 28 Days Later, Christmas Movie Christmas, a Christmas Switch, Majestic Christmas. So starting to get all this Christmas shit coming in. Let's pick out the good stuff here. Boys in the Hood, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Dead Poet Society, Deja Vu, Firewalker, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Legally Blonde 2, which apparently they're getting a third one of that too. Me, Myself and Irene, Mr. Majestic, Platoon, Romancing the Stone. Ha! Ethan loves that. The Expendables 1, 2, 3.
Yes,
Jewel of the Nile.
I'm watching both of those when they come in.
Yeah. Underworld Films. W, which is that bioflick on George W. Bush. Wall Street. You Got Served.
I will say, I didn't realize this was coming out to the cinema so soon. That Vince Vaughn Freaky movie drops in the cinemas on the 12th. Yeah, that's really the only kind of movie that looks relatively interesting that's coming out in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was just bringing up that list. Yeah, that Freaky. Yeah. November 12th for Freaky, by the looks of it. I have no idea what Radioactive is. What the hell is that? Oh, Ip Man, Kung Fu.
Oh.
What's this Ip Man? Kung Fu Master.
There's a sequel to The Craft coming out this week.
Well, we knew there was a sequel. I didn't think it was coming so soon, though. Oh, yeah. The Craft Legacy. There it is,
drops on Thursday. David Duchovny and Michelle Monaghan.
Well, there you
are going to
go.
be in it. Yeah.
Oh, we've got. Oh, look, Let Him Go, which is basically
Blum-
Superman's parents.
Blumhouse too.
So obviously, someone watched Kevin Costner and what's her face from Superman and thought they made a good couple and put them together in this movie.
Shit, they were.
Yeah.
They were in Man of Steel. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So obviously they saw this. So that's coming November 26. And then we will have another podcast before then. Free Guy, remember, is now December 10. Witches, there we go. We talked about that this episode. The Witches is coming locally December 10th. So you can be a good boy or girl or whatever in between and not sail the pirate flag. You can wait until December 10th. Death on the Nile, Jan 7th, long way off, but super keen for that. Peter Rabbit 2 is coming December 26th. Wonder Woman 84, of course, December 26th. Yeah, and we'll leave it at that because then the rest is in things. So, not a huge amount. What do we got? Just going to quickly check Netflix.
It's been pretty quiet on the Netflix side of things.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we're looking at, that's rubbish. SpongeBob the movie, Sponge on the Run, November 5th.
Yeah, I didn't first time watch that. Hell yeah.
Oh, it dropped today. Actually, I haven't watched it yet.
There you
But the series they were doing on that Selena singer from the 80s, that got a first trailer today, and
Right.
also Sabrina, the final season of Sabrina got a release date of December 31st.
Right, well, Crown Season 4 is November 15th. Crap.
I actually really want to watch that, like The Crown.
And then Cobra Kai Season 3, Jan 8th. That's only interesting because that's now all been done through Netflix, so they're banging that out pretty quickly. I wonder if they filmed Season 3 or got halfway through Season 3 when it moved over, but anyway. So not a massive amount coming to Netflix this month. Looks like Amazon's actually probably picked up a bit more this time around.
Yeah. And Disney Plus has obviously got Mando starting
And
this
got
week.
Mandalorian and all the rest of it. So yeah. And then a couple of little things to cinema, nothing huge yet. You really still gonna have to wait till Christmas, I think, for the big stuff. But that's about all we've got time for this episode. I imagine we'll probably be another 3 weeks at this stage. And I can imagine that's going to be us doing 3 weeks until early next year when things really start to hopefully get back to normal at cinema. Fingers crossed. But once they do, we should hopefully be back to that fortnightly format. But that's it for this one. Thanks for joining me, guys. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Right.
No worries.
Bringing all the latest and greatest sexy news. That's some crazy stuff going on with DC and Marvel right now, isn't it? It's just, the rumors is just nuts.
Yeah.
Can almost, just so much you can barely keep up. Be really keen to see what we got next episode.
Kind of had a feeling once COVID was going to end that some crazy shit was going to be happening with Marvel and DC. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to not be disappointed.
Yeah. Well, hopefully next episode we'll have some more lock-ins. We'll have some more confirms, and we'll have some more contracts, those sorts of things. We got to keep people up to date on what's happening there. But that's it for this one. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much to our Patreon supporters who help keep this channel alive, keep our SoundCloud account running. We hope you'll join us next episode in about 3 weeks. Till then, stay indoors, stay healthy, look after yourselves, and keep watching TV and movies. Bum,